Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Kaiser Gaming, and welcome back to the Lord of the Rings, the Battle for Middle-earth 2, the Age of the Ring mod. We are back, and in today's battle, we have the ultimate clash between good and evil. We have, in the orange, Menadol playing as Gondor, versus in the green, Guthwine playing as Mordor. The map is Gror's Valley, which, from my brief lore research, Gror was one of the lords of the Iron Hills. I think the first lord of the Iron Hills, so this is dwarven territory. But no dwarves fighting today. This is the realm of men versus orcs, Gondor versus Mordor. Now, I love commenting and chatting with you guys, but we've got to be careful because the action will take place very quickly. Mordor already has up 2 slave farms and an Easternling garrison on the way here. Whereas with Gondor, let's see, 3 farms up. We have already, what is that, an armory? No, an archery range. Archery range coming up. We've got a barracks almost online for Gondor. The action happens very fast in this game. You can already see Lebanon clansmen on the way for Gondor. Easternling, Variags of Khand, swordsman. So yeah, both players kind of using the same tier 1 light swordsman approach, and they're going to be attacking each other very, very quickly. I think one thing that I find interesting, I've got to comment on this, is how Mordor has placed its slave farms very defensively. These first 2 were placed in the back, the third one very close to the command center, right? The fortress. Here we go. Whereas Gondor, this farm, I mean, it's beside the barracks, but it's out. It's jutting out a decent ways. Okay, they're not going to attack each other. They're going to skip each other, and instead, they're going to raid. This should be interesting. I really wonder how this will play out. Okay, this is seen. The, Mordor's power, I was about to say god power, I've played too much Age mythology. The cracks of doom have been used here. Enemy units take damage, but he noticed, he immediately pulled that out, so it stops the aggression. That might have been worth it, I guess. The archers are going to be a really good choice here, I think. Even as I say that, look at this. This always blows my mind about the Battle for Middle-earth 2, is just how quickly buildings melt to pressure. I will be honest, in my opinion, and this is not the mod. I mean, I think the mod developers are staying true to the way the game was originally designed. So, you know, I'm not picking on them, but I honestly think buildings melt too quickly in this game. I mean, the fact that Gondor immediately had the counter for infantry, right? Had them going. And yeah, maybe they could have been slightly placed differently or better. But the counter was there. And it doesn't matter. Like right here, okay, these Variags, they are, you know, surrounded. They got archers. You got enemy infantry dealing with their infantry. And, okay, now they're just stuck not doing anything, so glitches or something. Don't tell me you can get out with it. What is that a yeah, they have an ability, Plains Runners. They gain speed, less armor, but more speed. That's a really good way of getting out of a fight. And they actually live. Amazing. More Variags. Wow, Mordor, guys. What's so funny is I'm expecting orcs, but here we are with like these Mongolian swordsmen, the Variags of Khand. And they're coupled with now orc pikemen, just in case cavalry show up. Got slave pits. All right, so let's. I realize I'm kind of just spacing out a little bit as I watch the action. We see more. Gondor has kind of massed up a decent army, and I would expect man to man, Gondor. This is a battle of quality versus quantity, right? I think Gondor probably has the better set of units, the better DPS per unit, that kind of thing. But we're fighting on Mordor's turf, and Mordor already is a civilization all about massing up units. The Gondor cavalry finally goes down. Several successful charges, but now it's down. And I think Gondor may need to retreat here, especially if you want to preserve these high XP units. This guy's level 2. Don't lose him. Okay, no. Run for your life. Yeah, these guys, they're all level 2. If they can get back to base and sort of be left alone, they will slowly restore themselves. Nope. Those archers go down. And I don't think you're going to get away from, the fast-running Khans, the Varyags there. Yeah, no, Gondor loses those units. Let's take a look at the pod caps here. 500 for Gondor versus 500 for Mordor. So, economically, they're on the same page. 386 versus 325. Population is fairly close. Actually, Gondor has an advantage right now, which I did not expect. We have Blackwood Vale archers, as well as Linhir spearmen. Okay, so we've got 1 unit of spears, 1 unit of archers, 1 unit of cav, and 3 units of infantry versus. Where are you, Mordor? Okay, we've got spearmen, the Khan Phalanx. Oh, and this is interesting. This will be very interesting. We have Mordor splitting up the army into several different wings to go on a raid. Whereas Gondor has his whole army in one. No, even as I say that, the cavalry trying to split up, nearly running, headfirst into the spears. He catches it in time, pulls back. Gondor to the north. Both players will be attacking pretty heavily from the north. Monster killed by Mordor, and he will be picking up this, what is this thing again? It's an auxiliary camp, right? You are going to pick that, aren't you? Whatever. What we do see is, I believe a slave farm went down there, if I'm not mistaken. And now Mordor getting ready. Here we go, our very first Nazgul on the field. I think it's our first one. Yeah. The Nazgul. I don't have to tell you that the Nazgul is a fearsome figure on the battlefield. The more Nazgul show up on the map, the stronger each one gets. Screech, aka leave me alone. Oh, this is interesting. 1,500 coin spent, allowing the Nazgul to ride on a fell beast. Does this thing actually have to glide in? Or no, this is... Oh, no. That's just like a fortress upgrade now? Okay, cool. We've got flying Nazgul. Scary stuff. Okay, meanwhile, I've sort of been paying attention to that up there. Not a whole lot achieved by Gondor, but here in the south, Mordor shredding the Gondorian infrastructure, the Gondorian economy. Yeah, this is not good.
Get out of my way.
I don't know that... Yeah, there's not enough men to repel this. Does Gondor have this in the bag? I mean, not Gondor. Mordor have this in the back? No, I'm looking at this backwards. A lot of these units are actually Gondorian. Okay, this assault will actually fall here. Right? Let me see. That's... Okay, that's Mordor. That's Gondor. That's Mordor. That's Mordor. No, that's Gondor. One thing about the mod, which I really like, because it is all about authenticity to the books, to the movies. It does impact readability a little bit, which is that the units, they wear the real armor, and there's not a lot in the way of team colors. I kind of wish that... I wouldn't want them to change the armor designs, but I wish that they had one unit carrying around a flag. Like you see right here, there's the flag with the flag with that civilization icon. I wish that were colored by your team color. Which that flag might be, actually. I don't know. But I wish that were pretty consistent across the board. That even at level 1, you had a guy just with a green flag or an orange flag. That would help out a little bit. Because, you know, the Verags of Khan, they are men too, and it's a little difficult sometimes to tell the difference between your low-level Gondorian soldiers and your Easterling warriors. Alright, we've got this monument to Elendil, the men of Gondor. Healing up. Nazgul going home. Okay, I'm a little surprised here. Gondor, 775 pop. They actually have an eco lead right now. 800 pop to 575. It's really impressive stuff. What is it that's giving Gondor that edge? It must be the control of the center. That's at least helping out. Yeah, we've got several farms spread out across the map. So I think Gondor is using map control in a way that Mordor is not yet. I mean, we were seeing some of that here in the north with the slave farms up here, but, you know, really nothing in the center, nothing to the south. Yeah, there's one farm to the south of Gondor. So Gondor is spread wide. Now that could be a strength, that could be a weakness. As we're seeing right here, the Nazgul able to take out one of those farms without issue. Level 6. That's nice. Leveling up your heroes is a really big deal. Baragon showing up, saying, hey, back off. We have another big fight perhaps about to break out here. I see a lot of orange and then a lot of green. And all the while, the Nazgul has hit level 8. Archer's going down. A slave farm goes down. Level 9. Yeah. A second Nazgul enters the field. Just trade one out for the other. We're seeing a little Nazgul army growing right here. I wonder if we'll see more. Okay, meanwhile, down here... So, oh, this is interesting. Mordor has left the Gondorian army alone. Yeah, we see a third Nazgul. Oh my goodness. Level 2. Oh, these two are spawned in. Okay, that's like civilization power, not a hero. Still, we see a whole bunch of Nazgul on the field. I wonder if the spawned-in Nazgul make the hero Nazgul stronger. You know, like the 9 are abroad. Right? I'm guessing so, because they have the same power. But Gondor, meanwhile, going on offense, destroying this tier 2 barracks. There it is. Gondor forced to retreat and go back home to fight off this invasion. Archers plinking away. right now, there aren't enough men to push back the Easterling horde. Now these two, alright, these two Nazgul are the real deal. These are our actual heroes. Level 9 and level 3. This farm will go down. Yep. So, just double checking things. 825, even now. Even now, Mordor has a larger eco. And that makes me wonder... no, wait. From 825 to 750. Either it's civilizations themselves that are different, and maybe the farms provide more than the slave farms do. Or it is a player difference, and our Gondor player, Menadal, is just doing an amazing job of spreading out under pressure and continuing to build and rebuild and grow his economy, even as, you know, he's under attack and losing units. Whereas if we go over to Mordor's point of view, yeah, you got 2,700 coin in the bank, and you know, you're not reclaiming the territory you've lost in the north. I don't really see growth in the south either. So, I think it may be that Mordor, as a player, trying to remember the name. Oh, come on. Guthwine. Sorry, Guthwine. It may be that Guthwine is more focused on the attack. Honestly, kind of like me. I mean, when I play strategy games, a lot of times, I get to a point where I just focus in on the attack, and I lose sight of... What a great retreat, by the way. This level 5 spearman will get to heal up and repair, because 2 guys make it out. Unbelievable. Anyway, I think Guthwine might be so focused on the attack that, you know, the mental bandwidth just is not there to rebuild and build up that economy. That might be what's going on. I could be wrong, but that's what jumps to my mind. Alright, what do we have here? They're going back presumably to heal up, I assume. Ithilien Rangers. We've upgraded from the Black Root, the Black Veil Archers, to Ithilien Rangers, which I would assume they're stronger. It looks like there are a lot more upgrades. I know that these guys, yeah, you can switch to a melee mode, which is really cool. So they're better if the fighting gets up close and personal than the Black Root Veil Archers. Is it Black Root Veil or just the Black Veil Archers? I think it's Black Root Veil. Okay, we have the Morgul Vanguard coming in. And these guys are caught out without spear support. What am I saying? Those guys are spearmen. Yeah, and the cavalry pay for it. For some reason, I looked at these guys, I thought they were swordsmen, so I was like, oh boy, wow, the cavalry would be so effective here. No, they get shredded. But we do see the Witch King of Angmar, yet another Nazgul. The armies of Mordor are growing stronger. I'm noticing a significant hero presence for our Mordor player. Our Gondor player, we've got 1 hero on the field. Let me see if I can find him. Yeah, he doesn't really stand out. Here he is. It's... you know who it is. I don't have to tell you it's Boromir. Alright, we got Boromir on the field for Gondor, a leader of men. And probably his thing is going to be to support and power up an army of humans, right? He's a support unit for these generic, or not generic, but your base army units, right? Spearmen, swordsmen, archers. Mordor is collecting a menagerie of Nazgul to support their force. What do we have? We have a couple. Ooh, we have a couple of trebs. A couple of catapults. And that means, in a world in which Gondor completely gets stomped, which I don't think they will, but Gondor has to be careful, because if these catapults get to the base, and even as I say that, okay, we have a trebuchet in for Gondor. This is, however, a defensive power. You can see the time remaining, so there's no threat to Mordor's infrastructure from this catapult, from that treb. Catapults, though, if they were to get up to the base, they could melt Gondorian infrastructure. Destroy the fortress on the game. We'll find out. Whoa, meteor strike. Okay, that was the fires of Orodruin. Sure enough, see, look at the catapults doing work. That fountain goes down. If they're not careful, though, that catapult will also go down. I'm not sure if ballistics matters or not here. It looks like it does. So this center position, falling a little bit for Gondor. That's impressive. That is impressive. That is a win for Mordor. We've got 725 versus 925. Gondor still has eco lead, still has the population lead. That catapult is about one shot away from going down. But wisely, I think, Gondor's not trying to overextend. He's got to fight the units right in front of him first. Nazgul are back. Fear. Fear is the name of the game. We saw earlier, I think that was Boromir who triggered the horn. So the Mordor units were fearful. And now the Nazgul show up. They start screeching. Now it's the Gondorians who are afraid. Everybody's afraid of everybody right now. Battle for Middle-earth 2. At this level, it's a game of tug-of-war. Back and forth, back and forth. Oh, that unit falls. Preserving high XP units is a big deal. You want to make sure that you keep those units alive. I'm really impressed that this catapult is not dead yet. Boom, boom. More Nazgul. Nazgul are the name of the game for Mordor. Slave Pit goes down. I think he's training up whatever he can. But in my opinion, Mordor is on the back foot, not just because of the momentum, but again, Gondor has hit max man points, which means both, in this game, population limit and economy are the same thing. This is an indicator of whose economy is healthier. And you'll see 2,800 coin in the bank for Mordor, 2,200 for Gondor. That's because Gondor keeps spending the cash. I think he's doing a better job reinforcing his army. And therefore he's winning this tug-of-war. Yeah, there's Boromir. Put in some work. Surely this catapult goes down now. Yeah. Here we go. Boom. Catapult 1. In the ground. Now, Gondor, you don't have siege units, right? I'm not seeing any siege. So your attack might stall out. But I think what he should do, what he could do, is swing around and just destroy all of these Mordor buildings along the outskirts. There's no reason why this this structure right here, for example, should remain standing. I mean, look, he's only got 200 pop.
The lidless eye.
200 pop versus 600 pop. Yeah, you could have swung north, destroyed some of this stuff. If you were willing to take some hits from the fortress, you could even blow, I think, up the farm at the same time. Right now, Gondor has a huge advantage, and I appreciate the... I think the slow, methodical approach has its virtues,
Ready for battle.
but from our bird's eye view, we can tell that he has what it takes to, you know, go all the way. Boy, that thing just melted. Giving Mordor time to breathe is exactly what he wants right now. I'll be surprised if Mordor can turn it around, but you never know in a game like the Battle for Middle-earth 2, The Age of the Ring. You never know. Let's take quick inventory. We have still Khan Phalanx. I'm surprised how Easterlings have featured in this army throughout the whole game. Black Uruk Marauders. Nice. So a lot of infantry. A lot of swordsmen coming in. I think more guys just died right there. Here we go. Big assault coming in for Gondor. Catapults. More catapults. A mistake, I think, having these Gondorian units fight inside of the Fire Pit of Doom, the Cracks of Doom. And the Nazgul. Don't ever underestimate the Nazgul. They're putting in work. They have to be careful because Gondor has some high-level archers at this point. Ooh, nice shot there from our archer hero.
That's not going down so easy.
Okay. Yeah, right now, it's all about the Nazgul. If Mordor has any hope at all, it's on the backs of the Nazgul. But I see the momentum in Gondor's favor. I'm really surprised that I've not seen from Gondor any kind of artillery showing up yet. I know if I were in Orange's shoes. Pippin? You're bringing Pippin to battle? He is the furthest thing from a siege weapon that I can think of. But Pippin is here. Men at all. I'm really surprised that we're not seeing like a forward siege workshop. Just get out some... well, of course, you could always just throw down a trebuchet with Numenorian engineering. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Clearing up this cluster of Mordor buildings will be I think a decisive blow, to be honest with you. This level 3 Easterling garrison, losing that would be a really big deal for Mordor. Losing the level 3 slave farm would be a big deal. And these guys are just, what, stuck? Oh no, I see, they're scared because of Boromir. Right. Alright, the Nazgul moving in. They're trying to destroy that Treb. I understand the temptation to get on the Treb first because it is a threat. But I also think that you're just throwing away your army by not engaging the enemy army first. Then again, I don't know that you have the army. What power is that? The Chill of Angmar. That's cool. Wow. Yeah, this has to be over, right? I don't think Mordor has what it takes to push this back. Gondor, to be fair, they're down to like 250 pop. Uh-oh. The trip is gone. They're down 250 pop, but then again, Mordor down to 0 pop. It's nothing but the heroes right now. That siege workshop goes down, and that is a huge blow to Mordor. They're down to under 500 command points. Gondor still at 1,000 command points and able to resupply much more readily. We've got Gandalf on the field. I don't know how I missed him earlier. Well, we had Gandalf on the field.
Looks like I'll see.
Gandalf the White goes down. I want to make a pun about Gandalf the White, like, you know, dead, ghost, white. I don't know. I can't make it work, but you guys can tell me in the comments. You can come up with a funny pun, I'm sure. And shockingly, Gondor is down to like 130 population on the field because of the Nazgul. I don't think Mordor can turn around and win this thing, but I do think that, look at that, they actually have the same pop. I mean, that's just crazy to me. Clearly, the Nazgul are coming in clutch and keeping Mordor alive. Faramir, what are you doing, Faramir? Yeah, get out of here. Okay, what now? What now? If you're... What is Shelob, I assume? Yeah. What are you doing, Shelob? Doing a little bit of damage before dying like a spider dies. Alright. Or archers, which I think makes a lot of sense if you're going up against flying Nazgul. They're weak to archers, so I like the pick there. The Legion. What is this? Legions of Mordor. The orcs have been hardened by years of war with Gondor and amongst the elite of Sauron's armies. So you're able to train these units right out of the fortress? That's pretty cool.
Fights for lidless eye.
Is this a hero? Moloch. Yeah. The will of Sauron. So the Uber Troll. Okay, here comes Gondor raiding in the north. I don't think it's a bad strategy continuing to harass the flanks. Look at how much HP this Nazgul has already lost from the archers. I mean, as soon as the fear wears off, that Nazgul goes down, right? Yeah, one down. Wow. These guys, pull them back. Try to save the XP on those dudes. What I would like to see from Gondor, I've already mentioned how I want that siege up front and center. I also think that getting out a second construction building would be a good choice. So you can get your resupply going even more quickly. Okay, here we go. Moloch in the fight. I'm not exactly sure what's... Oh, you're fighting off the Nazgul. The Witch King, he goes down. And that sort of leaves a paltry defensive force for Mordor. You're down to 260 pop versus 700. So yeah, this Orcish stronghold should fall. I would clear the slave pit too. There it is. Goes down. We see several level 5 infantry. Several level 5. I think they're spearmen, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, level 5 archers. Oh my goodness. If you are Mordor and you're sort of relying on Nazgul, here comes Screech, right? No? Surprising. this Nazgul. Yeah, there's the screech, but it's not going to matter. Nazgul goes down. Level 5 archers are just too much. Okay, we have... Wow. I think King Elisar there was trying to do something cool. And here we have a scene straight out of the movie. Alright, Moloch versus Aragorn. That was pretty cool. But unfortunately not as climactic as the movie. I mean, the Moloch just went straight down. Mordor does not have what it takes to repel this. And it turns out Gondor doesn't need siege. They have the men. They should be able to knock this fortress down without problem. And when the fort goes down, Mordor should resign. You know, my hat is off to Guthwine for trying as hard as he did with the Nazgul, but it did not work out. Gondor wins this battle. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. That was a lot of fun to watch. Ultimately, I think the issue was simply that the Gondor player, Menadol, Gondor was able to spread out the eco better. And by withstanding those early raids, which were really effective for Mordor, but Gondor just kept building and building and building, he was able to sort of blunt the damage that was caused by Mordor. Whereas with Mordor, when the Mordor player would lose supply and you know, slave farms, that kind of thing, he was slower to rebuild, slower to spread out. He did not take advantage of as much of the map, and because of that, just did not have as much strength in the tug-of-war, the back and forth, ultimately swinging in Gondor's favor, and they got the win. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below that you want to see more of the Lord of the Rings, the Age of the Ring mod. Give me some advice. I'd appreciate it. For now, this is yours truly, the Iron Kaiser, signing off. Have a great one out there.